Welcome back, everybody. Today I'm checking out Kendrick Lamar, Humble. Now, being humble, man. It's important, isn't it? You know, I think you've got to be humble, or the universe is going to humble you at some point. I've just had a read of the lyrics. Some interesting lines in there. And I was thinking, do I discuss the bits I find interesting now? But I think I'm just going to play the tune, you know, and maybe I'll catch some things, maybe I'll want to speak. But otherwise, you know, I might have a read at the end and recap on some stuff. Just look, this looks great already, though, doesn't it? Is this supposed to be like what, a pope or a cardinal or something? The light shining on it. I'm interested to see the video, man. I really enjoyed the last one.
Wicked or weakness, you gotta see this. Yeah. Hey, I remember syrup sandwiches and crime allowances. Finesse a nigga with some counterfeits, but now I'm counting this.
I recognise this. Is there a reason I recognise this? Is this that dung 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 dung? Is that sampled from something else, or is this just maybe? I don't really listen to the radio anymore, so I don't know where I would have heard it. But it's familiar, man, and those opening bars, was it guitar or something there? That was reminiscent of, you know, the Black Keys work with Danger Mouse, was it? I think.
Wicked or weakness, you gotta
This bit,
see
yeah.
this. Yeah. Hey, I remember syrup.
Okay, so hang on. We got a weakness. You got to see this. This is on about. I was talking about the human condition, right? You know, because we're all weak. We're all capable of weakness, and once we all get tired enough of our own bullshit, that's what life should be about, right? Is about overcoming your weaknesses in as many dimensions as possible. You know, being a strong person and aiming up and all that.
Wicked or weakness, you gotta see this. Yeah. Hey, I remember syrup sandwiches and crime allowances. Finesse a nigga with some counterfeits, but now I'm counting this. Parmesan with my accountant lips. In fact, I'm down in this. You say with my boo babe tastes like Kool-Aid for the analyst. Girl.
All right, cool, man. Like, I think I'm just gonna try and unpack this as I go, man.
Hey, I remember syrup sandwiches.
I remember syrup sandwiches and crime allowances. This is just like references to being poor, right? You know, just because yeah. I mean, as a kid, I don't think I realised that we were. That's because I don't think we realised that. I realised that we were poor. The bailiffs going around the house. That should have been some indication, right? I just speaking to my sister the other day. She was talking about how, she was when there used to be a knock at the door. You know, she'd peer out the curtains and see it was a bailiff or something, and then, you know, go and hide behind the sofa because they'd always come around the back of the house and look in the windows. Syrup sandwiches, man. Yeah. It's crazy, isn't it? Well, it's crazy for me, the lack of like nutritional value in the food we used to eat. You know, the bleached white bread that, you know, that is got that much many preservatives in it. It's going to last for ages. Putting just ketchup on fucking everything.
And crime allowances. Finesse a nigga with some counterfeits, but now I'm counting this. Parmesan with my accountant.
So is that about like buying the counterfeit clothes and that?
Boo babe tastes like Kool-Aid for the analyst. Girl, I can buy your West.
Kool-Aid as well. So is that I want to say drinking. Where does that come from? The drinking the Kool-Aid, is that a Charlie and the Chocolate Factory reference? Is that where that's from?
Analyst, girl, I can buy your Westie world with my base stuff. Ooh, that pussy good. Once you sit it on my taste buds, I get way too petty once you let me do the extras. Pull up on your block, then break it down. We playing Tetris. AM to the PM, PM to the AM phone. I used to be real petty, I suppose.
So he used to have a bit of a temper as well. But, you know, much better these days. It's great videos, isn't it? He does great videos.
Out your per diem, you just gotta hate them funk. If I quit your BM, I still rock Mercedes funk. If I quit this season, I still be the greatest funk. My left stroke just went viral. Right stroke put a baby in a spiral. Soprano C, we like to keep it on the high note. It's levels to it, you and I know, bitch.
There's levels to it, yeah. There's levels to everything, isn't there? You know, like that we are. Sometimes it does feel like we're living in different dimensions, you know. But they're all here, aren't they? Really, you know. There are people on the planet now living in hell, you know. And that might be, you know, because of poverty or, you know, lack of the basics, lack of opportunity, whatever it is, but also like hells of our own making, you know. Maybe we don't have the best start, but we often, what's that thing of like, to suffer immeasurably is bad, isn't it, man? You know, that's like one thing or many things on its own, but that is to suffer. To really suffer is terrible, but to suffer to the maximum extent, or what seems like the maximum extent, and know or to realize that you are the cause of your own suffering. You've walked yourself down into hell step by step over a period of time. That's the real hell, I suppose, isn't it? You know, but then it's. Like attracts like as well, doesn't it? Like I've found, you know, that the healthier I get, you know, the more I dispense with my juvenile personality, with the elements of my personality that were holding me back, you know, the excessive, the drinking, you know, the other extracurricular activities, you know, the avoidance of trying to change how I was feeling without external things, you know, being hedonistic, being juvenile. They're tough things to change, aren't they? Because it's a part of you, I suppose, or I did anyway, I suppose, identified it as a part of me, not like through choice or consciously, or I guess, or was it consciously? I don't know, but it's a kind of death, isn't it? You know, when we cut off parts of ourselves that are holding us back or no longer serve us, you know, it's painful, and you haven't. It's not just as easy as that either, is it? Because you've got to continually do it. You know, show up for yourself on the daily. But it means letting go of people. Maybe even like good friends, you know, or seemingly good friends, you know. But if you're aiming up and nobody else is, you gotta let them go, man. You gotta let them go, you know, because you can't help people. I think that's when I started to realize, you know, that I was drinking far too much, and that I shouldn't be drinking at all. That's what I realized eventually. But then, like, started to get into like diet and fasting and just knowledge, you know, and educating myself and trying to work things out, you know. I wanted to shout it from the rooftops, you know, like to all my mates, like, I've just seen that, have you heard this? Like, check this out, you know. But like, even if some people seem receptive to it, as some of my friends did, you know, like, you can't help anybody, you know. You can only help people by example, you know, and by osmosis, you know. If you can make yourself better, the people around you might be better, you know, or you're going to attract, your vibe attracts your tribe, right? That sort of thinking. And I am finding that to be true, although my tribe probably, you know, contains like one other person at the minute, you know, which is wonderful, you know, which is wonderful. And then getting into like fasting and cleansing, you know, real cleansing, you know, for for health reasons, for spiritual reasons, for psychological reasons. I wanted to shout that from the rooftops as well, you know. But you can lead someone to knowledge, but you can't make them think, right? You know, you can't make them do. There's a bit of a digression. That's what I do here, man.
Be humble, bitch. Sit down. Be humble.
What's the symbolism with this image here?
Be humble, bitch. Sit down. Be humble, sit down.
Oh, this is the Last Supper reference, right?
Sit down. Be humble, sit down. Be humble, bitch. Sit down. Be humble, sit down. Who that nigga
Oh,
thinking that he frontin' on?
So what is this? Would this be a reference? What is this a reference to, man? Is this... Well, there's rope there, is there, man? So this is like, what? Lynching and stuff? Makes me think of that the monk guy that burnt himself, that Rage Against the Machine used on their album cover. But it's a powerful image, isn't it? I suppose. Well, not suppose, it is powerful. But what is he saying here? What's... Because these all, I guess, look captive, you know. But he's on fire too, you know. But he's in white. He's the. I mean, I don't know what he's trying to say here, but for the things that spring to mind for me are that, you know, yeah, that you've got that energy inside you, haven't you? You know, that we've all got, and you can take your proper place in the world. But that fire that burns within, it's also going to burn you if you're not careful, right? If you don't learn to act properly in the world. And to yourself and to others and all that. And that doesn't mean when I say be kind to others and all that doesn't mean, you know, be a pushover, does it? You know, because there's a preface of In the Time of Your Life. There's a line in that where it says, you know, if the time comes to kill in the time of your life, then kill and have no regret. You know, I mean, metaphorically. That you can't, you've got to be strong, haven't you? You know, and protect what's yours and all that, but also be just, I suppose, and be humble. So is that what this comes back to? I guess because it's the song's humble, isn't it? Because if you're not humble, you're gonna get burned by yourself in one way or another. Eventually, right?
Man, get the fuck off my stage. I'm the Sandman. Get the fuck
the
off
dream
my
bringer.
dick. That ain't right. I make a play, fucking up your whole life. I'm so fucking sick and tired of the Photoshop. Show me something natural like Afro with your pride. Show me something natural.
Beautiful, yeah, beautiful. This is just a cool message, isn't it, man? Like it's refreshing, man. I'm tired of it too, you know, of falseness and fakeness, you know. And maybe I've been false and fake in certain ways in my own life, you know, for a multitude of complex reasons. Because I'm aiming down, I guess, you know. I didn't intentionally aim down, I suppose, but that's the way I went eventually. Probably because I wasn't aiming at something, I wasn't aiming correctly, I guess. And it's easier to go downhill, isn't it? You know, momentum. It's much more difficult to go up. But yeah, man, like authenticness, you know, that's what lasts, isn't it? That's what stands the test of time, you know, in art and in everything, I think.
fucking sick and tired of the Photoshop.
Wow. Is there a making of this video? I'd love to see him talk about some of this stuff, you know, and I guess that's, well, because it is one of these images photoshopped, or is this, I guess it must be, man. I mean, that's impressive, isn't it?
Show me something natural like Afro with your prime. Show me something natural like ass with some stretch marks. Still take you down right.
Good, man, yeah. Normalising the what we all are, man.
Crazy, you do not amaze me, I blew cool from ACA. Oh, but much just page me, I don't fabricate.
Those camera moves are ace as well, man. Really interesting.
This shit way too crazy, you do not amaze me, I blew cool from ACA. Oh, but much just page me.
Did he do this? I was saying, I've just realised that did he do some of this at the Super Bowl? That's why I recognise it, right?
Polo sock, this shit way too crazy, you do not amaze me, I blew cool from ACA. Oh, but much just page me, I don't fabricate it, most of y'all be faking, I stay modest about it, she elaborated, this that great poop on that AV on that TED Talk, watch my soul speak, you let the meds talk, if I kill a nigga, it won't be the alcohol, I'm the realest nigga after all, bitch, be humble, hold up, bitch, sit down, be humble.
If I kill, it won't be the alcohol. I think that's a statistic I heard, is that you're most likely to be, statistically, apparently, you're most likely to be killed by a drunk family member. And man, I used to love drinking, man, like in the moment. But maybe it's different for some people, but as far as I can tell, you know, and nothing good coming from drinking the booze, you know, smoking the herb or whatever, taking the plant medicines and stuff. It's different, isn't it? You know, I think, not that I do that anymore either, but that's different. But if we're speaking about, you know, vibrations and wanting to improve yourself and your life and your circumstances, there ain't no room for the spirit, you know, for the spirit eater.
Sit down, be humble.
But also, you know, I hate to be one of them preachy people, you know, because when I was drinking, you know, I would have told people like me, just, you know, fuck off, man, like, give me a break, man, I don't care, you know. But the truth of the matter is that now, you know, I eat well, I exercise, I sleep better, you know, I'm facing the things that I should face as they come up inside me, you know, not avoiding stuff, you know, and my life is improving, you know, exponentially. Still a long way to go, but it is, man, it's improving. Especially, I mean, even 12 months ago, man, 18 months ago, man, I was still in a mess, man. Even though I'd stopped drinking like ages before that, you know, I got myself in such a mess. It took me years to turn the ship around, you know. But it's possible. And now just, you know, good things are coming. I can feel it, you know. And it's because I've engineered myself, or I am engineering myself, you know, internally, I guess. In line with, you know, what's right, you know, what's the path of least resistance. That's something I've been thinking about lately, you know, is that I guess sometimes I think the path of least resistance, that's the way you should go, but that's not true, is it? Because, you know, doing what's right and for yourself and for others and for the world and whatever, that ain't easy, you know. There's always going to be resistance, you know. But struggle is how we adapt and grow stronger and grow, right? Whether that's, you know, exercise or lifting weights, you know, it's the same for knowledge, for everything, isn't it? You know, like the more you do something, the better you become at it. Maybe you're not going to become as great or as good as you want, you know, ever maybe, or quick enough, but patience, that's another thing to remember, isn't it? And be humble. This is just right up my street, man. Like stuff that makes me think, you know, stuff that makes me. The lyrics will often trigger thoughts for me, you know, that lead me all sorts of weird places, you know. But I guess the common thread is I'm just trying to understand, I guess, life and myself and people, because I'm of the belief at the moment that we choose to come here, you know, into this realm, you know, for this specific experience, and it's difficult to square that circle, I suppose, for people that are having real tough lives, man, right? But I choose to believe that from my own point of view, because I found it's the most beneficial way to frame life, and in that respect, I view it like a game, you know. And I've suffered a lot, like, but mostly through my own like missteps or inaction or whatever you want to call it, you know. And if I'm going to come back here again the next time round, you know, I don't want to have to go through. I don't have to do all the stuff I've done again, you know. So yeah, I'm aiming up because of that, but because I just want my life to be better now, you know. I mean, I'm always saying, like, we've only got now, haven't we, the present, you know, so shouldn't spend too much time in the past or too much time in the future, although, you know, a weather eye on each is important, because all we've got is right now. So I guess it is kind of stupid to be thinking, you know, next life or past life. So I just want it, yeah. I don't want to waste the present, you know, the dawn, you know. I've already wasted enough time. So now the only way is up, man. Aim up.
Be humble, sit down. Be humble, bitch, sit down. Be humble, sit down. Be humble, sit down. Be humble, sit down. Be humble, bitch, sit down. Be humble, sit down.
Yeah, nice. Cool. So what record was this on? I can Google it, I guess. I won't do that right now. But yeah, let me know in the comments. It's more fun and easier for me. But I'm going to check out, more soon. Really looking forward to just diving deep, man. Seeing what he's got to offer, man. See where his thoughts and all that are going to send me. Thanks for watching, guys. Love to you. Have a great week. See you next time.